Anyway, maybe you see now, when I very good from Wanjigi. Thank you very much. Let me assure you, what we have presented here are facts according to what is printed. So what I would suggest we do, and I would love, because you know they say the truth sets you free.
Yes.
Before you touch anything, see, you establish the truth.
Yes.
Establish the truth before you do anything as a committee. And I would pray that you call the National Treasury that has so-called put those figures for you and articulated projects, Wahapa, and invite me again at the same time. And we spend a day going through every single line. And at the end of it, I can assure you, you will know who is telling the truth. You will know who is telling the truth. So what I'm saying, I am prepared to defend this before the Treasury. Up until now, they have never made a comment, and we've been talking for a very long time. Not uttered a word. Nobody has disputed any figure we have put here, because these are their figures. These are their figures. We didn't create them from somewhere. These are their figures. They come from appropriations bills approved by yourselves. So they are there. Look at every year. Please, just look at every year. If you think I'm wrong, go to the appropriations. They're there. They're public documents. You see the appropriation with the figure. The figure. Right. Now, what I'm saying, and please get me. What Treasury is doing is nothing to do with what you are doing.
Jimmy, just a small issue. Now that this is a forensic investigation, you must tell us then where this money went to, because there's a trace.
You see, I have already articulated one aspect with the domestic debt. We didn't have to take it. We had the revenue. But you can see the interest that has accumulated over the last 10 years. 2.9 trillion. Follow that money. Who are the beneficiaries? I've given you one. We are coming to the next. I said I have got part 3. This is part 2. I will come to part 3.
Chairman.
I'll come to part 3. But as of now, we have touched part 2. And part 2 is telling you there is a vicious cycle here called domestic debt. You don't approve it in law for taking for any development. And I can assure you, Mheshimiwa, there is nowhere in the appropriations where domestic debt is funding a project.
Thank you.
If Treasury came and told you that is a lie, so why are they taking this money? And you've got enough money to pay salaries?
Chairman.
You have enough money to pay back debt? Why are they taking this domestic debt? For what reason? The banks are enjoying tremendous profits. So look at it this way, Chairman. They take our money as banks, customers. It's not their money. They put it into treasury bills and bonds. Right? They earn huge interest, profits, of which our taxes go back to pay. And you and I and everybody are disenfranchised from loans, and you now come to raise our taxes to pay back those loans that have been taken on our money. This is what you call a Ponzi scheme anywhere in the world. It's a pyramid scheme.
Chairman, what Jim Wanjigi has presented is a matter of investigation to find the truth. It will not be part of this amendment of this bill. And one just straight question to Wanjigi is, this is our country, me and you. We have no other country, it is ours. And at the moment, as it is, before this investigation of the truth between you and the National Treasury, we are pretty here. We've exhausted, we have about 200 billion to exhaust our debt limit. What solution? This is your country, this is your country, Makiu. What solution do you have for Kenya? What solution do you have so that we can sustain ourselves? Positive solution.
Kenya is our country indeed, Mheshimiwa. I agree with you. I have 3. There are 3 solutions. Because if we have reached over 70% of our debt going towards funding, of our revenues going to fund debt, it's unsustainable. We have 3. And this is what anybody, any country in the world does. Number 1 is seeks to reschedule. Seeks to reschedule. Because this financial year coming, you're going to pay 1.7 trillion. Not 1.4, 1.7 trillion. 6.8, almost 1.7, at current exchange rate. If the exchange rate changes, it's going to be a different figure. That is going out to things this parliament has not approved. So you reschedule. Now we have a problem with rescheduling because you have three pockets of debt. You have Paris Club, you have the Chinese, and you have the London Club where you have the Eurobonds. And that debt, Simchezo, the Eurobond debts, which are totaling about 900 billion, sorry Chairman, please indulge me, which are totaling about 900 billion, have one line, if you look at them, that says at the bottom, of every loan agreement, if this country seeks to reschedule, their debt must be paid first. So we need to find 900 billion to pay them before anybody sits down. So we have a problem with rescheduling. The next is to do what Ghana did, option 2. Ghana went out and they said, we can't pay anymore. Let us exchange our debt. So it took bondholders, for example, the domestic debt, and said, if you have $1 million shillings, bring your bond as a bank, you take what is called a haircut. So you now take 30% off, so it becomes 700,000 shillings. And we are not paying interest for the next 3 years. But in 3 years, come back, we give you at 5% interest. That is called debt distress exchange. So far, it has hurt the Ghanaian economy, but it has given them life. They have so far saved about $5 billion in payments towards debts this year. They had big problems. Number 3 is a proper forensic audit, which is the one I'm hoping you'll call us to debate with the Treasury here. And in that one, you will find this country owes nobody any money. We have actually a credit. And on that, we are calling what is called odious debt. For those who took it, let them find their way of doing it, but if it is unlawful, it is up to them. It is not up to the sovereign will of the people of Kenya. Those are the 3.
Okay, thank you very much, Jimmy Wanjigi. We want to agree with you. As you can see, the figures you have pushed forward to us, we had seen them in the past, and I agree with you. The way forward is to allow now the arms of government, which are really in charge of this particular area, to take over. So I like your final comment, forensic audit. So what I want to encourage you is possibly put your papers in order so that when that time comes, the Auditor General can also benefit from your input, because actually that's what we are going to recommend, so that it doesn't appear like we are brushing you off because you have done your writing. Lucky enough, whether it's luck or bad luck. Unfortunately, I was in Parliament in 2014. Since that time, I've been in Parliament, so I have a bit of more information in terms of how we have approved all these things. But that's a topic for another day. But the best way forward for is the audit of our debt stock.
Chairman, if I may just clarify, my request was that you do a forensic audit of what they present to you, together with what we have, side by side. Because we have done, and it has cost us, some of us, Mheshimiwa Duku, I think you asked who funded it. I funded it. It was in preparation for a presidential bid, so I funded it. And I can assure you that, yes, unajua, ukitafuta kazi, you must know what you're finding there. Otherwise, unapotea. You start making promises you cannot honor. Correct? So we must understand what is there. Now, we went and we found out what was there. And we funded this extensively. Now, on the basis of that, because I believe what we are presenting is the first forensic, not audit, accounting audit of Auditor General. Ours is a forensic audit. In other words, side by side with the law and practice and what was done. Side by side. Call us together. Call us together. We will come and we will defend every single line item you have seen there.
We are in agreement about Jimmy. You know what we are saying is we have been interacting with the Auditor General, and actually now they have a special unit to look at public debt. They've been trained on all that. So we really want to agree that I want to conclude this meeting. We agree with you that we need to look into further details what you have presented. But all said done, I want to thank you and your team for the presentation. Maduka, I wish we could conclude this matter, please. Just allow me to conclude this matter. So we want to assure you that your input into this committee, we consider it, and we really want to appreciate what you've done to make this presentation. It has taken you money, it has taken you time. So we don't want to take it for granted. So on behalf of my colleagues, we want to wish you well and thank you for the presentation. And we've listened to you. We have heard you loudly that you want this bill rejected in totality. We'll be considering alongside other presentations by other groupings and our own input. And I want to assure Kenyans that we'll give them the best for what is best for the country. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Yes. So members, now we want to usher out Jimmy Wanjigi, and then we can do final. So Daudi will request you to sindikiza wageni, then we do an in-house, and then we close the session. So thank you very much.
No, Jimmy, it's not.
Watu wa media, tumeshukuru sana.
Are you running in the next election?
And then.
How much injury time do we have? How much injury time do we have? Asante sana. God bless you. Thank you.